Greetings, unsettled souls, and welcome to the Correct Views. This is Sam ID doing political commentary for the media space. And very thankful for everyone that is here tuning in, and all of you about to tune in. Thank you. I want to remind you before we get started that this is listener supported. That means that all of the work I do for you is free, unless you decide to help me out with it, which would be nice, considering the fact that the studio that I'm in doesn't have the internet currently. So help me fund it, help me get it going, help me get back into my studio, and I'll tell you why you should, because you get news from me that you don't get many other places. How many of you are familiar with the mysterious booms, or as Christelle was once fond of saying, the mysterious booms, as Paul Joseph Watson says, the mysterious booms. We may know what they are now. For those of you that don't know, let me give you a little bit of back knowledge here. Oftentimes around New Year's, we tend to hear booms, these massive explosions. People have said that it could be drilling under the earth. People have said it was secret maneuvers going in space. People have said it was aliens. People have said it was everything. But nobody really knows for sure just what these things are. Or we may have now, and if this is right, you will find that it's as alarming as everyone said that it would be. Mysterious U.S. booms explained claim supersonic jets on secret missions are causing noise. This is according to the Daily Star. Now, I want to point out that this matters to such a large degree because we were told that this couldn't be the case. Remember? Oh, if anything like that was going on, everybody would know about it, is what we heard. We heard that time and time again. Now it seems that maybe that wasn't the case, and I'm going to give you guys a chance to decide for yourself as I go into the facts here. Loud and unexplained sounds have been heard dozens of times across the country, from New Jersey to Colorado for months. And in November, shocked residents in Alabama were left so alarmed by the noise that they even called the cops to investigate. It was called the Baba Boom, saying it was so powerful that it actually shook houses and left windows rattling. We've covered this here many times on the show. That's why you hit subscribe. If you haven't, do it now. NASA and the U.S. Geological Survey said they had no idea what was causing these booms, saying that they could only theorize. But now it is thought to be supersonic aircraft that are most likely responsible for more booms were heard on Wednesday in Texas after a number of loud explosions. A Fort Hood spokesman confirmed exercises and B-1 Lancer bombers were responsible. The U.S. Air Force has not confirmed nor denied whether its jets were responsible on previous occasions, but occurrences of the booms seem to match up with the days that the military exercises were all taking place. The boom heard on May 7th in Florida was only later confirmed to be caused by supersonic flight testing, and the U.S. Air Force revealed that the secret military mission ended at the Kennedy Space Center and was the cause of the sound. The booms have been heard on all parts of the world, including Europe. So again, including Europe, does this solve the mystery for us, or does it deepen the mystery? Well, I'll tell you what. The sonic booms were to blame for some of this. If you've never been present when one of these has happened, I can assure you that it's much louder than you think it would be. There's an incident in Ohio during the Cleveland Air Show where planes flew by at such high speed that when they boomed, it blew out the car windows of people in the parking lot. And the pilot actually lost his post over it. So, I mean, they can hit very hard. Was just what all of them are? No. But I can tell you, at least we know what some of them are now. And there are a lot of military experts that have claimed this for a long time. And we were told that it couldn't be the case. Well, it certainly looks to be the case now. At least that's what they want us to believe. That's what some people are suggesting. And I'll let you guys, my comment line's wide open. I don't police them at all. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think. I would be very interested to know because this has been something that I've been getting comments on for quite some time. Moving on, we have from the Conservative Tribune a rather interesting story. Trump refuses to back down, openly reminds the country that Christmas is about Jesus. That's more than mildly refreshing because we've had a lot of presidents that have, I don't want to say, well, they did dilute it. It's happy holidays. It's not necessarily Merry Christmas. It's the dumbing down and the attack on the culture that we have now in order to further the agenda of those who are godless. And many of the godless will openly agree with that as they war against the holiday. And one of the reasons that Trump is so very hated is because he refuses to allow that to be something that will alter who he is or what he knows to be true. And let me get to this. President Donald Trump reminded everyone in the nation during the White House tree lighting that Jesus is the reason for the Christmas season. As recorded on the White House website, the lighting ceremony took place on November the 30th. President Trump carried on White House tradition and spoke at the ceremony without hesitation or embarrassment. He took the stage and immediately began to recall the Christmas story. The Christmas story begins 2,000 years ago with a mother, a father, their baby son, and the most extraordinary gift of all, the gift of God's love for all of humanity, he began. Whatever our beliefs, we know that the birth of Jesus Christ and the story of his life forever changed the course of human history. It says that the president was not afraid to keep mentioning the name of Jesus or to tell America the truth about the Christmas season, and it is the truth. It's about the birth of Jesus. Each and every year at Christmas, we recognize the real spirit of Christmas. It's not what we have, it's about who we are. Each one of us is a child of God, said Mr. Trump. This is the true source of the joy for this time of year. This is what makes every Christmas merry, he stated. Trump has always upheld that God plays a major role in the country, even during his presidential campaign. And this is nothing new that we're seeing from the president. However, it is extremely refreshing because, again, as I have pointed out, there seemed to be a condoning of, there seemed to be some kind of allowance to attack Christians, or some kind of an allowance to harm the Christian faith. You would never say the kinds of things that are said to Christians, to Muslims. Now, again, I'm wearing a KMFDM t-shirt. I'm not easily offended here, but I don't like double standards. Okay? I didn't like when Marilyn Manson ripped the Bible up on stage, but I protected his right to do so. Would he do it to the Quran? He might, actually. You know what I'm saying. The point is, there's a double standard, and that is actually what is more nauseating, pretty much than anything else. Friends, I'm going to move on quickly. I've got two more that I want to get to. Newly unearthed ancient tomb with mummies unveiled in Egypt. If you don't care about the mummies, then just give me a minute. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But people tell me that I've gotten away from what I used to do. Like, Sam, when I subscribed, it was so much more than politics. I'm so let down. You're the worst host of all time. Fine. Worst host. Those are the two words of the day. Be the first to type in worst host in my comment line, and I'll make sure I send you something free. I will need your address to send it to. Use of hotmail.com. Guys, CNN, listen to this. Egyptian authorities unveiled a previously undiscovered ancient tomb belonging to Goldsmith and his wife near Luxor in southern Egypt. Dated. I just couldn't put this story down. It's from September 11th, but I couldn't get rid of it. I was infatuated with it. The tomb of Dra Abul Naga necropolis contains mummies, sagafki, statuettes, pots, and other artifacts according to Egypt's Ministry of Antiquities. It belonged to Amenhotep, which means God, Amen is the forefront, and his wife Amenhotep, said Mustafa al-Waziri, who led the Egyptian team, which unearthed the 3,500-year-old tomb. While Amenhotep is usually a man's name, Waziri said the team found references inside the tomb that indicated she was the lady of the house, kind of like Johnny can sometimes be a female. CNN was the first media outlet to begin given access to the tomb of the day of the announcement. It's America where anybody believed it. As an entrance was uncovered in the courtyard of another tomb leads to a squared chamber where in a niche, Amenhotep is pictured with his wife in a partly damaged Euro sandstone statue, as Ruby said. Between their legs is seen a little figure of their son, the daughter, or as they used to refer to daughters, the precious, is usually one pictured in this place. If the family have no daughters, they would take the daughter-in-law. It is unusual to see the son, said Waziri. The owners belonging to the 18th dynasty of Egypt. The tomb appears to have been reused as sagafki from the 22nd and 21st dynasties were found as well, said the Minister of Antiquities, Khalid al-Elani. He had two burial shafts, one of them probably dug for the mummies of Amenhotep and Amenhotep. Archaeologists found mummies, sarcophagi, and funeral masks carved in wood along with statuettes of the goldsmith wife. Archaeologists have found the mummies of a woman and two adult children in another burial shaft in the courtyard, and experts said that the initial analysis of the mummies shed light on the diseases from which the deceased was suffering, as well as how they lived. The tomb holds clues to new tombs in the form of funerary combs belonging to four officials whose burial spots have yet to have been found. This is not the end. This will lead to more discoveries in the future. Very good to see as I run through some of this for you to see. It's a very long article here, but you guys can see Egyptian archaeologists have also found several other tombs and statues in the area. And it's good to see that the knowledge in this area isn't being lost, because we have so many different distractions now that, as we saw during the Obama years, it was a huge problem that we were dealing with in terms of space travel. Space exploration all but died, except for the new craft that were being built. And now, of course, we get to see that there is going to be hope that we can go back to the moon and elsewhere, thanks to Donald Trump. And friends, that brings us to, I know what you are waiting for, the dumbdee of the day. You are an idiot. That means we're going into our dumbdee of the day. I do have to make this quick, but it is worth it. It's gross. I love it. I wrote it for the Conservative Daily Post. Inspection discovers deliberate absence of toilet paper. Muslim school claims cultural practice. Oh, well, that's nice. Conflicts arise when cultures were never meant to coexist are forced to, I wrote, regardless of if the EU and leader Angela Merkel wishes to acknowledge it or not. Force is the only way that the living arrangement suffered by those in the Union would describe it. What the Park Avenue Girls High School in Britain has done, that England should be departed from the European Union long ago, before Islam got their talons so deeply into the system. The Conservative Tribune writes that the school came under heavy media scrutiny for its reported habit of not providing easily accessible toilet paper, soap, and even drinking water to those that attend. The school claims cultural reasons are to blame for the outrage, but what culture does not drink water during the grueling day? For that matter, what culture does not do more during the course of the day? Yes, I did mean a number two. Head teacher Abdul Gulfer said the children, they do use the toilets, and traditionally, because we are Asian, we not only wash, we also wipe. So why was he offended by the question? If there were not any toilet paper, what are they wiping with? Come to think of it, what are they using to wash? Do they have washcloths, even though they have no toilet paper? There are facilities for pupils to clean themselves, Sulu said. There are facilities for cleaning yourself in the toilet. It might be hard for someone who doesn't traditionally wash to understand that washing is better than wiping clean. Well, that may be, but the UK's Office for Standards in Education's Children's Services and Skills, that's quite a name, has given the school its lowest rating on the so-called cultural differences, too. However, it is not protected class of Islam is conducting this uncouth horror. They would have been closed down a long time ago. Some children, it said, did not even go to the bathroom because they were embarrassed by the fact that they had to ask for toilet paper, and it shamed them. There was glass on the ground that was simply overlooked as construction happened, and children are milling around going to the school. So there you go, friends. You don't even get toilet paper when you go to a Muslim school, and if you complain about it, you are bigoted, you are racist, and you are Islamophobic. And if you're all of those things just like me, then I guess you should have to donate, shouldn't you? You can do so at thecorrectviews@hotmail.com. Every penny that you give to me through PayPal goes towards a better show. If you can't donate through PayPal, let me know, and I will give you an address to send it to, because I really need the money to get the hell out of this room and back into my studio. Good night, friends. God bless.